welcome to my channel. My name is Jenna. If this is your first time here, welcome, and I hope that I create something that is of interest to you. Okay, so today I'm going to attempt to do the intimidating TBR pile tag, okay? And there are 9 questions in the intimidating TBR pile tag. The first question is, which book on your TBR pile have you not finished? The answer to that is Evelyn Hardcastle. So The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle is a book that I have not finished yet. It is a book that I intend to finish, but I started listening to it on audiobook and decided that that was too confusing. And so I want to get a physical copy of the book and read it that way. The next question is, what is a book that you haven't had the time to read? So, although my TBR is very big, there are not currently any books on it that are not read because I don't have time to read them. It's just not the right time to read them. The one book that I could think of that might answer this question is All Among the Barley by Melissa Harrison. And I picked this one because I did finish this last week, but I had intended to read this the last week of October. And I did not have time to finish it at that point. So I read it last week instead. And it was excellent. It's everything all rolled into one. And in a previous video, I mentioned that I wanted to read it like this because I couldn't tell what was happening. I just felt this impending sense of doom. And that sticks with you until the very end. And in the very end, although you're gutted, you do get to breathe a sigh of relief. So, well, depending on who you are, you might breathe a sigh of relief. I did. Maybe you won't. So this was the one that I could think of most recently that I didn't have time to finish, that was on my TBR, that got pushed to a different week. Next, what book have you not read because it is a sequel? So that would be An Irish Country Courtship. That is because next week I will be reading Irish Country Girl, which comes right before this one, for the Gilmore readathon. But I have not read this one and it is on my pile waiting to be read because I have not read the one right before it. This is an amazing series. Do you have a book you haven't read because it's brand new? Well, just on Friday I did a gigantic book haul video, so I have a lot of new books that I have not read yet, but the one that I intend to read next from that huge stack, which probably won't happen till January because most things for December are already in place. But if I do read it, whenever I attack that stack of new books that I just revealed on Friday, this will be the first one that I read. So I'm going to show you this one for that question. The question was, do you have a book you haven't read because it's brand new? My response, Bellevue Square. This is the one about the doppelganger. If you watched that unhaul or that book haul video, I talk at length about how much I love doppelgangers. So that will be my next one read. The next question is, have you got a book by an author you read before but didn't really like? No. I went through my entire pile and I do not have a book in there by an author that I have read before that I did not like. That doesn't mean that I don't give authors second chances. It just means that currently I don't have any books like that. However, I do have this book, which was part of that huge book haul as well, which is a book that I read before that I didn't like that I'm going to try again. So if you saw that other video, you'll know that I listened to this in February or March and did not enjoy that experience. However, many parts of this book stuck with me, and so I want to give it a second chance, but I want to give it a second chance in physical form. But I'm hoping to like the second time I read it. The next question is there a book in your TBR pile that you are not in the mood to read? There is. It's this one, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team by Patrick Lencioni, and I do want to read this book. It's written kind of like a fable, and my doctorate work is in leadership and teams and transformational leadership, and all of that is in this book. I do want to read it, but I don't want to read it right now. What book have you put off reading because it's huge? So there are 2 books that fall into that category. One was in that haul that I showed you on Friday. Ooh, there's something sticky on the book. One was in that haul that I showed you on Friday, and that is this one, The Luminaries by Eleanor Catton. It's pretty big. The writing is pretty average. I definitely read books that are longer than this, but for some reason this one has put me off, probably mostly because of its length. Like I said in the book haul video, I have been meaning to read this. It's been on my TBR since 2013. 2021, that's its year. But I also have a more recent edition, and that is this one, The Book of Strange New Things by Michelle Faber. I ordered it and am excited to read it, but I don't tend to pick it up and put it in a pile of books because I don't know enough about it to feel an imminent need to read it, and the length puts me off when I've picked other books that are of equal or longer length that I do feel an imminent need to read. So I really want to read this. I know that I enjoy Michelle Faber's writing. I know that people who I respect on BookTube enjoy Michelle Faber's writing immensely. And so I have it on my TBR, but I am a little bit hesitant sometimes when I make my lists for the month to add it because of its length. Do you have a TBR that you mostly bought because of the cover? And the short answer to that is yes, I do. That would be this book. I bought this book almost, I would say 98% because of the cover. I hope it's good. And which book in your TBR do you find most intimidating? That would be this one right here. It is Letters from an American Farmer and Sketches of 18th Century America by J. Hector St. John or St. John de Crevecoeur. I don't speak French. I do French on Duolingo. Obviously, I don't speak French. So there's the name of the author there. And this is letters that were published in 1782 from a man who was farming. The letters are very much about the French and Indian Revolution, and I was on a kick. I was reading all sorts of things about that time period, and so I got this one, and this is one of the maybe last 3 that I have left on my TBR from that kick. And it is most intimidating to me because it looks pretty dense. So, I mean, I definitely will read it at some point. It's the kind of thing probably that I will read bits and pieces of over the coming years. It will probably remain a TBR book for a long time unless I really go back into that kick. But it's the kind of thing that I'll pick up when I feel an interest in it. I'll read 10, 20 pages, put a bookmark in, put it back on the shelf, come back to it in a month, read 10 or 20 more pages. And because they're letters and they stand independently, it's totally possible to do that comfortably. So there you have it. That is my intimidating TBR pile tag, and I will tag you if you feel so inclined. Go ahead and complete this tag. Please let me know that you've done it. I don't know where this tag originated, so unfortunately I can't give credit to the original creator of this tag. If you know who it is, comment below, and I'd be so excited to tag them or to let them know that I have continued on their tag. I just saw it and thought, I don't even know how old this tag is. I just saw it and thought, ooh, that would be fun. So, intimidating TBR pile book tag. Please like and subscribe to my channel and check me out on Instagram and on Goodreads and my blog and all the other things that I have linked down below. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.